So this is a recording from the playtest. First encounter is triple gold Yasuo. Yeah, initial starting encounter looks kind of nice. Everything has like this tournament arc. Anime tournament arc is like the theme for this set. The PvE minions are like fresh minions or something like that. It's kind of cute overall, I would say, the art style. Yeah, so I'm probably still going to be reading a lot of the abilities. This was like the third game I've played of set 15. But it was a really fun game, so I wanted to show it. So yeah, this is the set mechanic in case you guys haven't seen. It's called the Power Snacks. It's like a tiny anomaly in a way. So you get like, I just call them devil fruits. You get like the devil fruit, you put it on a champion, and then you can select like 3 powers for the champion. They're like semi-tailored, so every single champion has their sort of like own potential selection. And there's like you can sell units, you can remove the power-ups. It's a very, very flexible system, so it will reward creativity for sure. Yeah, for the art style, I did mention this in my first impressions video. The champions have a thicker outline now. So Riot did try like very minor, but there's like a little bit of a cell shading effect going on. So visually this set will look a bit different compared to the previous sets, but not in a bad way. I actually don't mind the thicker outlines. But yeah, some people will like the visuals, some people won't. It's something you get used to very fast. But yeah, it's intended to look more anime. So obviously there's going to be some new augments. Some of them are going to be the good old ones. What do I actually go for here? Do I go for moguls because I have frontliners? I might. I'm not sure. I don't fully remember it. Oh, am I doing Gnar? Oh, yeah, right. So Gnar has like a thing where he attacks faster if his target drops lower. So I think the idea here was to give him Gambler's Blade because he's really good at stacking. Okay, here, Double Strike, Shadow Clone, and Head Trick. I took the Double Strike, which is like a Blade Master effect from previous sets. So it's a 25% chance for a bonus auto attack. So the idea here was Gnar is like kind of a pure auto attacker. So I wanted to give him, and he has like a lot of attack speed steroids in his kit. So I wanted to use this to stack some gold with the Gambler's Blade. TFT mobile looks the same. I mean, the art style is just going to be for this set. If you don't like the art style, the next set will be normal, I'm pretty sure. Like, some of the system changes will be permanent. I will get to that in a bit. But the art style is definitely temporary. That's going to be a set 15 exclusive. PvE, like always, is Tuesday evening. This is a recording. How was the break? Uneventful. It was very, very hot. So I don't know if I could have streamed that much during the heat wave, but I definitely wouldn't have liked it. But yeah, I also, because it was so hot in my break was not very productive. So yeah, it is what it is. So yeah. Okay, so I did mention this in my first impressions video as well, but I think one of the most important system changes is the changes to mana and the changes to archetypes. So in the past, like when you see on the right side, you see like attack marksman on Gnar. In the past, when you hovered that, it just showed you recommended items. But now these archetypes actually have a function, which is like, I think attack marksman gets what did they get? Was it like 10? Was it Omnivamp? No, they don't get Omnivamp. Was it damage amp? No, I think he got the I'm not sure. I have to check what each archetype does. I would say like a big change is only the archetype tank gets mana from damage taken. That's a pretty important change, because in the past I did stuff like powder keg, you know, like spectral powder, and then center in the enemy team, and she would gain a lot of mana from damage taken. That doesn't work anymore. Like a lot of these, like send a caster into the backline with a spectral cutlass. That's kind of dead now, I think. Because you're just not getting any mana from damage taken is a pretty big blow for the non-tanks. And yeah, so all the tier items now give mana regen. That's a pretty big change. There's no more starting mana. There's like Protector's Vow that has sort of like as an effect to give you starting mana. But pretty much every other tier item in the game has their starting mana replaced by mana regen. But yeah. And obviously there's a lot more system changes. So yeah, like these archetypes, they give you like, so casters have like 7 mana per attack with 2 mana regen. I think the marksman was like just 10 mana per auto attack. The fighters have like 10% omnivamp plus 10 mana per auto attack. So it's like pretty much these archetypes will influence a little bit how you play your carries and stuff. Show us the fortune trade. I will, but probably tomorrow. But yeah, these are like the mana changes are pretty impactful, I would say. You can definitely the moment you play, you will immediately notice how different everything feels in terms of mana. PvE, like always, guys, for 15 sets, it's the same time. It's Tuesday evening for Europe. It's Tuesday, kind of like afternoon for NA, and it's like Wednesday super morning for Southeast Asia. Has been the same for 15 sets. What do I think about the change of the prismatic traits? So I did mention I like it. This is partly because the whole thing with the trainer golem is like, oh, it's the trainer golem encounter. Oh, I wonder who got street demon, you know, I wonder if that guy's gonna find a spatula. It's really frustrating. I really disliked trainer golem for those reasons. It was kind of like I didn't like the old prismatic. So it felt cheap, especially with the dummies, like only needing level 9 and like 1 spatula. And for me, that was always very stupid. What I like about the new system is, so I do think the new system is much more difficult. Like, I haven't remotely gotten close to a prismatic trait in the playtest. But what I do like is that it's easier to balance. Because, like, okay, so let's take Star Guardians, okay? If you max out Star Guardians, then the quest starts and it tells you that your Star Guardians have to spend 20,000 mana, which is like a ludicrous number. It's almost impossible. The cool thing about like having emblems is you can start the quest earlier, which gives you a more likely chance to succeed. So that's good. But overall, it was like, if the number is too difficult, then Riot can bring it down. They can be like, hey, you only need 15,000 damage, 15,000 mana. And the opposite is also true. If it's too easy, like let's say the Star Guardian quest was like, spend 10,000 mana. It's like, hey, this is too easy. I can almost guarantee this. Then Riot has like a lever. Because if you think about it, the old system didn't allow for a lever. It was like having the emblems or not having the emblems. And then people expected the prismatics to be strong. So if they were too weak, the casuals would complain. But if they were too strong, the competitive side would complain. And that was like a lose-lose situation if you think about it. So overall, I would say I like the system. I think the new prismatic system is interesting. I think it's going to be healthier for the game overall. And I think Trainer Golem is going to be more fun to play as a consequence. Because Trainer Golem is going to be a lot less about rushing level 9, reaching Prismatic immediately, and then just like the game devolving into a really unfun state. Monster Trainer, yeah, so Lulu is currently in my shop on the bottom right. The way she works is that you can freely choose between 3 different threats. So you can do Ramos for frontline. I think Kog'Maw was like an AP auto attacker, and Smolder was like an AD auto attacker. So pretty much like you can choose what kind of threat you want to play, and obviously you get rewarded for having Monster Trainer really early, and then gaining a lot of XP to get like to make the threat stronger. From what I've seen, like a lot of people went for Ramos 3-star, which honestly felt pretty good. Like very similar to the Ramos we had in set 8. But you do have to like play Monster Trainer kind of from the start. It's a very it's a scaling trait where the more you play it, the more you get rewarded for playing it. I haven't played it that much, so I don't actually have a proper recording. I will be playing against it from time to time. But yeah. Oh yeah, Titans has an interesting... so there's a small little bug here. Oh wait, I think I was supposed to do something. I'll do it for next... Wait, actually, no, maybe I can do this now. One sec. I think I was... like, there was a bug that reminded me of something. One sec. It's this one here, right? Yeah. Okay, let's just put in like a Riot work in progress logo here, because there was a bug with the wrestler trait where they bounced really high, and that caused the Caitlyn ult to look really weird. So yeah, everything here is still a work in progress. That wrestler nerf, that wrestler bug was a bit more like visually noticeable. Yes, I have a really good Echo game. I don't know if I'm gonna show it today. I'm probably gonna show the Echo game tomorrow, but I have a really fun Echo game. Yeah, so speaking of Titans, so Titans Resolve got changed a bit. If you are full stack, you will gain CC immunity, which is honestly pretty useful. So yeah, Titans definitely will see play. Now Ramos is just full tank, I think. I don't think Ramos was intended. Like, I mean, I've met a Ramos 3 that dealt a lot of damage, but I'm pretty sure he was still full tank. Am I excited for set 15? Yes, a lot more than for set 14. Are there new ducks for set 15? Well, I have one duck finished. You know, this one here. This is this is the gacha trait, the crystal duck. So yeah, this is one duck is finished so far. We haven't managed to get more than those. I've not hit Mondo Hero Augment, but I did play against it. It looked really fun. Will I use the duck a lot? Yes, it's pretty much a Heartsteel duck. Crystal is incredibly similar to Heartsteel. I will explain it in a bit more detail when I play the trait. Okay, I haven't actually talked that much about the game right here. So I opened with Shimmer, I reforged it into a Manazane. Manazane is a really cool item in this set, so I was definitely happy about that. To explain some of the traits that I'm running, Heavyweight is just Bruiser. Which means that everybody who's a heavyweight is just gets bonus HP and AD. What's kind of interesting about heavyweights is that they actually have a proper carry with Darius. So Darius has like his, you know, permadunk ability, and he's a bruiser, like a heavyweight. So that was unusual for because usually Darius was more like a Juggernaut type champion. So yeah, here we see the set mechanic again. I got a second power snacks, but I didn't like my options, so I reset it. And now I get Socialite, Attack Expert, and not done yet. I didn't really like any of these options either. Socialite would have been fine here. Do I even take it? I'm not sure if I take it here. I don't think I... No, I did have a Socialite game, but this was not it. I think I'm just gonna reset this again. Have I seen 10 Crystal Gambit during the playtest? No. I think you need a specific Crystal Gambit cash out that gives you the emblems. Probably like a really high cash out, like 900 points or something. It's like kind of similar to Fortune. There used to be a Fortune cash out. I think it was in the set Revival, right? I'm not sure. No, wait, it was set 11, I think. There was a Fortune cash out that gave you like 4 emblems, I think, and that allowed you to get like the 10 piece for the tree. I'm pretty sure 10 Crystal has something similar. No Artifactory or what the Forge just said. Yeah, I asked. They pretty much confirmed this is never coming back. What the Forge or Artifactory will never come back. They don't like giving players artifacts, I'm afraid. What is my favorite unit of the set so far? Let me think a bit. I mean, Zack Hero is pretty amazing. I did enjoy Zack Hero a lot. He was really funny. Is the set 15 loot trade good? It's okay-ish, I would say. If you want the really big cash outs, you need emblem plus legendary unit, which is not that easy. So it's kind of like, I would say for the most part, it's like a 3-piece or a 7-piece. Because the 5-piece is a bit weird. The 5-piece is not that strong in my opinion. The 5, like the way Riot explained it is like the 5-piece is it's like you still play loose streak, but you min-max, kind of like so like the bad players will only play 3 crystal and just be happy with the loose streak. And then the good players will try to do like 5 crystal and also get some bonus loot. It's kind of weird because like the 5 crystal, it doesn't give you more points than 3 crystal. It's like a separate loot mechanic between 3 and 5. Who's the protagonist of Isekai? It's Echo. So there's a legendary unit. Like Echo is a legendary unit in a set. He can only be accessed by a prismatic augment. And he has a pretty fun ability. Is Zack here like set 10 or set 14 Zack? He's pretty different. I mean, the way Zack Hero works is that he like bounces around the board. He completely changes. Like I think he becomes like CC immune. He balloons up and then he just sort of like crashes down. He like bumps around the board, dealing a lot of AoE damage. It's really fun. It's a very creative take on Zack. I definitely, I thought it was really, it was really well done. Okay, now we get to the core, which is Mr. Varus. So let me, okay, so here I removed the snacks from Caitlyn and I decided to go with the Varus specific power, which is called Doom Barrage. This one can only, this one is like Varus exclusive. And the way it works is that when Varus ults, he drains his mana because like the arrows he shoots make him lose mana. And then when he's at 0, he starts auto-attacking again. And so this is why his arrows costs less mana with the power. But what I actually found here was a really fun interaction, which is when he casts, he triggers Manazane. So what's happening on the board is that Varus is shooting arrows which drain his mana, but Manazane is filling it back up. And this results in, like, instead of him firing just a few arrows, it results in him firing so many arrows that pretty much the entire enemy board dies. So that was a really, really cool interaction, the Manazane Varus. I would go as far as to say Manazane is the best artifact for Varus. Or Varus is the best Manazane user, let's say it like that. Here I'm usually, I think it's pretty common to have 1 power snacks in the front and 1 in the back. So you want to have like, your main tank wants to have a power snacks, and then your main carry wants to have a power snacks. There will be some comms that play this a bit differently, but I think on average it's a good... on average this is probably how it is. He's still ulting. So yeah, Varus also has a really fun passive, which is when an enemy dies, he gains mana, and when an ally dies, he gains mana. But I think he gains more mana when an enemy dies. So the way Varus is kind of like intended is he kills people, which grants him... Oh yeah, it's 5 for enemies, 3 for allies. So the way his ability is intended is he kills people with his arrows, which causes him to gain mana back, and then he can shoot more arrows. But because I have Manazane and his Doom Barrage power up, I kind of pushed his I kind of pushed his like ability to 9000. So a normal Varus is not gonna look as crazy as what you're seeing here. And why did I go for Giant Slayer and not Deathblade? So Giant Slayer is kind of different now. It's kind of interesting. I don't think it's a very good Varus item because Varus, his arrows are random. But if you have a front to back unit like Jhin, so the way Giant Slayer works is you can actually slam it in stage 2 now, because Giant Slayer gives you a damage amp against tanks. So in the past, Giant Slayer was like, oh, they need to have like 1650 HP, and if they're above that, they take more damage. And this is gone. Now it's like, oh, Malphite is a tank, Giant Slayer is gonna deal more damage. Oh, Shen is a tank, Giant Slayer is gonna deal more damage. So this is kind of how it works now with Giant Slayer. So it's actually a much, much better item to slam in the early game. But yeah, I don't think it's that great of an item on Varus though, because his ability is random. And since it's random, he kind of bypasses the front line anyway. How does the new tank thing work with aggro? I can show this in a different game, but effectively there's 2 archetypes that work with aggro. One is the tank archetype, which is more likely to take aggro, and then I think there's like an assassin archetype that is less likely to take aggro. The way you can imagine this is that it resolves tiebreakers. So it's like, it's much, much harder to snipe specific units because especially like, it pretty much just means you can put assassins in the first row. As long as there's like a tank next to the assassin is not gonna get focused first. So the whole thing about like awkwardly putting your squishy assassins into the second or third row, you don't have to do that anymore. You can just put them in the first row next to a tank and they're still fine. Wo ist eine TFT-Liste? Was für eine TFT-Liste? Meinst du Meta? Weil ich habe gerade kein Meta-Sheet. Yeah, this Varus is pretty crazy because he's gaining mana from Manazane and from units dying on the board. And it just gives him so much mana that he just never stops ulting. What's the new stat besides AD? Okay, so when you hover over a unit, the stats are a bit different now. So you know how in the past AD and AP always started at 100? You know? It was always a bit weird because like every unit started with 100 AP. But effectively this just meant 0, right? So if a unit got like plus 50 AP, it would say 150 AP. Because 100 was your base. This was kind of like normalized. So now if you click on a unit, what you see is on the left is the base AD. Then on the right is the actual bonus AD, which is based off the base AD. And then it shows like AP, armor, MR, etc. And it also has a mana region stat, which is on the mana bar. It's not in the bottom, it's like on the right side of the mana bar. So it's gonna be a lot easier to do math for like items and stuff. Because you can always see, oh, it's like, oh, the left side is his base AD and this is the bonus AD he's currently getting. And there's like a lot less math involved when trying to figure out how effective your setup is. And Soveron, thanks for the Prime and the 40 months. Does Giant Slayer work with Assassins since they consider all units as tanks? No, they don't consider all units as tanks as far as I know. It's just there is a tank archetype. Like right now, Zek, Kobuku, and Cassante, I believe all of them have the tank archetype, if I'm not mistaken, which means that they would take more damage from Giant Slayer, and that's it. Everybody else would not take increased damage from Giant Slayer. Neonol, thanks for the Prime. And Wiggle Wiggles, thank you for the Prime as well. This is currently a recording from a playtest that I'm showing you. The official PvE release is Tuesday evening. Yeah, this Varus is amazing though. This is why I wanted to showcase this game, because this guy went and this is 1-star by the way. This is 1-star Varus. He does have the sniper traits maxed out and he has 4 Wraith. So in terms of DPS, he's actually pretty capped. I think he can, like, I think Giant Slayer is not the best item. I'm pretty sure I was looking for Guardbreaker, if I'm not mistaken, because I felt like Guardbreaker, Infinity Edge Manazane would be like incredibly awesome on him. But yeah. Oh yeah, I think there was, what was the reason? There was a reason why I put Caitlyn in the second row. I'm trying to remember. Did it have to do with the resistance from Cassante? I'm not sure. Collector would be good on him? Yeah, Collector would be great on him, for sure. But yeah, he is just ulting. Like, 1 Manazane Varus 1-star, it's actually crazy how much he's doing. So currently, that was, I think, the strongest artifact combo I found. And this was like my 3rd game of set 15. Is TFT becoming actual chess now? No. Can you cook with a new mechanic? Yes, you can cook. You can cook a lot. The thing is, like, there are actually some power-ups are literally anomalies, right? So there is there is definitely some stuff you can abuse pretty hard. Yeah. So I did something kind of weird here, which is I just put people in the front line because, quite frankly, I just only cared about Varus. I just didn't care about the rest of my units. Because I knew as long as Varus is alive, he will win me the fight, right? So I'm just like, whatever. Everybody go to the front line. But obviously this is not an ideal gameplay or anything. I was still learning this set. This was my 3rd game, so I was just like... I have a duplicator saved up and I really wanted Varus 2-star. But yeah, I'm kind of neglecting my frontline a bit too much. And the item below the glove is called the Power Snacks Remover. The way it works is that if I use this on somebody who has a Power Snacks, then it drops off and I get the snacks and I can use it on whoever I want. Is the Devil Fruit output random? So the way it works is this. Every single unit in the set has their own pool of potential powers. So for example, the Varus has like the Doom Barrage and the Kale has like the Final Ascent. And like tier 1 units in stage 2 have the chance to get the 4-star upgrade. So, and obviously if somebody's a tank, then they're more likely to get like the tank stuff. So there is a limited pool though, and there is also a little bit of a pity mechanic. The way it would work is like this. Right now, if I would remove the power from Varus and give this next to him again, the pity mechanic would be like the 3 choices that I saw, I could not see again until I've selected another power. So in short, that I don't know what the 3 options were, but like he would not be able to see Doom Barrage if I give him another power snacks. But I would be able to see Doom Barrage again if I reset again, if I give him like a 3rd power snacks. I feel like with the archetypes, you get used to it fairly quickly, and I don't think it changes the gameplay that much. You just get used to it very fast. I would say, I mean, the biggest change is definitely the whole units not getting mana from damage taken. That one is noticeable. It prevents strategies like Power Kect, like the whole Spectral into the backline thing. I mean, you can still do this with a tank. Like when we did like the Darius into the backline with Spectral, that would still work. Because Darius would qualify as a tank and therefore he would still gain mana from damage taken. But sending like a Powder into the backline, that I don't think works anymore. Or like it's a lot worse. It's also the same, yeah, something like Front Maw, the whole Kog'Maw 3-star in the front line with like CC immunity and innovating locket. And that one's pretty much dead as well. Like Riot really does not want these types of strategies to exist. Are there more melee carries in the set? I'd have to check. Oh man, this Varus is so satisfying. Dude, he is so satisfying to watch. Yeah, the normal Varus is not that strong, but that whole Manazane thing is just brutal. Okay, so here, Regen, Atomic, Spiky. Honestly, that was kind of shit, so I'm gonna go for this again. Tankzilla is really nice. That's like a go-to right now. It's Tankzilla is like 20% HP, and after 12 seconds, you stun the entire enemy board. That's like a super valuable frontline power. That one's gonna see a lot of play for sure, unless Riot nerfs it into the ground.
I love a challenge.
Yeah, something that's gonna be a little bit annoying is the whole, I mean, all the Zizirot strats are gone, right? Like, all these support items are gone, which means that there's no more trench coat with unstable treasure chest. There's no more, what was it? Yeah, there's no more Zizirot spamming with stuff like Disco or Heavenly. Yeah, all the support items are gone. Funnily enough, there's actually still a Zephyr power in the game. There's a power called, what was it? Something Tornado. There's a power in the game that will act like a Zephyr. So if you really love Zephyr, you can actually Zephyr the enemy carries if you want. So that was kind of cute. And Arn Lee, thank you for the sub in the 3 months. Hello, hello. Banshees is gone, yes, but Banshees being gone is actually not that big of a deal, because Titan's Resolve gives you CC immunity on max stacks now. And also QSS is a pretty decent item in combination with Ginzo, because you don't do double Ginzo anymore, because it's just not that good. So the whole Ginzo QSS Gunblade, that's like an item build you're gonna see a lot. So there's actually going to be a decent amount of QSS in the backline and a decent amount of Titans in the front line. And as a consequence, you're not going to need the Banshees as much. As support items for now are gone forever. This was not a set exclusive decision they've done. They just wanted to... They just didn't like the design space of support items. I mean, they've been trying to get rid of support items for a long time now. They started in 9.5. They've gotten rid of redemption and stuff in set 14, and I think and they've gotten rid of spite, and now they delivered the final blow. Somebody at Riot really hates support items. Are there copy pasta traits? I mean, it's the same as always, which is that classes, so sniper, bruisers, this type of stuff, you should be familiar with this, like bastions, bruisers, etc. But in terms of origins, I actually liked it. I thought it was there was a lot of creative stuff in the origins. Like, for example, if we take Star Guardians, initially it looks like guild, right? Like every single Star Guardian provides something. But instead of giving stats, they give you like an effect, you know? Like, oh, you get like AP per second, or you get magic damage on auto attacks. So as a consequence, Star Guardian feels a lot more interesting compared to something like Guild or Heavenly or Divinity Corp or whatever. How will the new mana affect the set revivals? That's a good question. But for now, let's focus on set 15. We don't have to think about revivals right now. Are there support units in the set? So there are utility powers. So for example, like there's a power that works like Ionic and even Shroud at the same time. Oh yeah, that guy kind of crushed me. So what's interesting about Seraphine is Seraphine is kind of like the set 4.0 Ari. So she charges up and she does the big spirit bomb. And Seraphine has crazy damage. Like really crazy damage. Zika and Locket Dummies are out of Call to Chaos. Yes. There was one game where I took Call to Chaos and I got something completely new and it was terrible. I'm trying to remember what it was. I remember getting something. I'm like, what is this? I don't want this. I don't remember what it was though. But yeah, whatever. Like I'd have to go through my VODs to remember what was the terrible, terrible Call to Chaos cash out. But have I tried Isekai? Yes. I mean, if you really want me to, I can prioritize the Echo game for the next one. This game is already close to the end. Oh yeah, so Jarvan is, you know, your typical Jarvan, AoE stun, Protector's Vow. He's a strategist, so Jarvan is your absolute go-to AoE CC tank. Gonna be seeing, you're gonna see him a lot. Yeah, my opponent has like a lot of like 2-star legendaries, which is rough for me. He has like a Gwen 2, he has a Seraphine 2, he has a Lee Sin 2-star, and a Zyra 2-star. All of these are legendaries. He's also level 10. So my Varus is kind of like struggling a bit to keep up with the amount of legendaries this guy is running. So, and also like the problem with Varus a little bit is that his targeting is random. So if Varus is like smurfing, then I win. And if Varus is inting, then I lose. So yeah, here you can kind of like see Cassandra a bit. He's weird. So when the first time he dies, he goes back to full HP. And he kind of like changes from a tank into an assassin, but he constantly loses HP. It's a little bit like the Scion passive. Like Cassandra, you have to think a little bit like the Scion passive. So when he dies, he comes back, except now he's gonna hit really hard and he's constantly losing HP. There are assassins, and they're kind of assassins in the game. Like they're not gonna jump into the backline, but like at the start of the game. But there is an Akali that works similar to the KDA Akali from Satan. So you have backline access that way, for example. Echo has values for 3-star. How does that work? I have no idea. No clue how you would ever get Echo 3. Because like the Augment gives you a 2-star and that's it, right? Maybe with like a recombobulator? No, probably not that one either. I don't know. Honestly, I have no clue. I have no idea how you would ever get Echo 3-star. Yeah, that guy, I don't know. Like I'm still holding on because my Varus is broken, but honestly, the board from my opponent is way stronger than my board. It's like level 10, so many kept out like legendaries. And for me, pretty much the entire game depends on Varus not inting his arrows. Also, we're like in stage 7-3, which is incredibly late. Pilfer? Yeah, I suppose. I suppose Pilfer would work, yes. Come on, Varus. Oh my god, look at this Giga Chat. And that's a win. Nice. 21k damage. So yeah, that was the first game of set 15. I hope you enjoyed it.